take this one.
Field hit to begin the game.
Nice piece of hitting right there, getting the ball on the ground, taking advantage of the shortstop just playing deep. And you saw the speed of Riles getting down to first base, and he was able to beat it out.
Riley Wilson on. It brings up one of the Moon twins, Henry Moon, whose twin brother Andrew waits on deck. On one outside as Henry checked to swing. Henry's a Braves fan, and that is appealed down to the first base umpire, Andrew Schoenlein. Popped up first base side. Kyle Johnson, the first baseman, is going to watch that drop in amongst the crowd. Chasing that. Up and then down.
It's a souvenir, right? You got to be a little bit careful. The stadium over here, there's a lot of concrete bleachers. You don't want to miss a step when you're going after that ball.
Two balls and a strike on Henry Moon, whose dad, Mark, is one of the coaches for Oregon.
One strike.
Towards the middle. The catch by Zach Bell. Throw back to first. They can't double up Riley Wilson. But they get the first out of the game on that soft flare to short. Take a look at this bracket here on the northwest side. You got Oregon and Idaho playing here. The winner moves directly to the championship game on Saturday at 3 Eastern time. And the loser will play Bothell, Washington in an elimination game tomorrow. So again, the loser season, a run to Williamsport, not over. But there certainly is a big impetus on winning this game because you go right into the championship game. Here's the other twin brother, Andrew Moon. Slow roller to first, and waiting on the tag, Kyle Johnson tags Andrew Moon as Riley Wilson advances down to second with 2 outs. And the leadoff base hit by Riley Wilson. He's at second with 2 down here in the top of the first.
And we'll see that on occasion. A lot of these players have it in their head. They want to make contact. They don't want to go up there and swing and miss. And sometimes you'll offer at a pitch that's just off the plate. You try to stop, hold that bat back, and it causes a weak ground ball.
Strike one to the cleanup hitter for Oregon, Gavin Price. And he also pitches. He's playing center field in this game. He's in the hole 0-2. Price, one of their better power hitters. On the run here to San Bernardino, hits 17 home runs. Wave and a miss and a breaking ball in the first strikeout for Travis Yusgrowski. And Oregon strands Wilson at second. When we come back, we'll meet the team from Idaho.
Gotta get one baseball.
Bottom of the first, a scoreless game in this Northwest region matchup between Oregon and Idaho. A team from Coeur d'Alene Little League. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is the largest city in the Idaho Panhandle. It's about 30 miles east of Spokane, Washington, also known as the Lake City. And let's meet the team from Coeur d'Alene Little League.
Robin Franklin, manager, Coeur d'Alene Little League. Thor Dazzler, coach. Tony Voorhees, coach.
I'm Zach Bell. My favorite baseball player is Alex Bradley. I'm Brandon Meredith, and I play the elbow in my school band. My name is Jason Ross, and my favorite player is Alex Pickman. My name is Andy Jr. My favorite baseball player is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Taylor Voorhees, favorite baseball player, Adley Rutschman. Hudson Kramer, favorite player, Kyle Seager. On field, my favorite food is bacon. Kyle Johnson, favorite baseball team is San Francisco Giants. Mark Kolachek, favorite baseball team, Atlanta Braves. Casey Miller, favorite baseball player, Robinson Cano. Tanner Franklin, favorite baseball player is Mike Trout. Lars Basler, my favorite baseball player is George Bayer. Travis Ustrowski, my favorite baseball team is the Seattle Mariners.
That's the team from Idaho. They face on the mound for Sprague Little League of Salem, Oregon, Cameron Van Kempen.
Cam fan, as his teammates call him, because his ability to get a lot of swings and misses. They run the fastball up to 61 miles an hour. He's got a good curveball as well, but it's the movement on his fastball that he hopes that he can paint that outside corner to get the batters on the opposition.
Trying to work away on the first pitch and misses outside to Jason Ross, the center fielder for Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, leading off. They call him Flash. It's an interesting nickname. Sometimes they come up with the current team. Sometimes they're from past teams. Jason Ross says, well, Flash is a little bit of an older nickname. I've had it since last year's team.
Well, that's what you want your leadoff hitter to be called, right? Flash. That means he's got good speed to get on base.
On the ground up the middle, base hit. And a leadoff single for Jason Ross for Idaho. With just prior to the beginning of this inning, Robin Franklin, the manager of Coeur d'Alene Little League, had a message for his team.
Guys, today, hey, look at me. Today is our day. Don't hold back. Don't leave anything back. We've been working for this for 3 years, right? Leave it all here. Don't leave anything in the dugout. Leave it all on the field, okay?
Well, addressing the team from Coeur d'Alene Little League. A team from Coeur d'Alene Little League played here last year, won the Northwest region, and went to Williamsport. Now, this is a different team. The players are different. The coaching staff is different. But a team from Coeur d'Alene Little League is trying to make it to Williamsport for the second straight year.
Yeah, they have high expectations with this team, and we asked them. See right there.
Basler bounces to first. Lars Basler tagged out by Carson McNally, but he does advance Jason Ross.
Nice defense right there. To be able to field that ball in play. It looked like it had some hook to it and was going to go foul, but he got it in time to get the out. But we were interviewing the coaches and the players, and we asked them if there was any pressure. They said, no, this is a completely different team. They're just out there to try to win ball games. Nice job right here. As you can see, the direction of that ball was going foul. He was able to field it cleanly and get the tag out.
At the plate is the pitcher for Idaho, Travis Ustrowski. It's solidly past the third baseman, Spencer Shortus, into left. Jason Ross scoots over to third base. The base hit for Ustrowski puts runners at the corners with only one out for Idaho.
I tell you, this is what you're going to see out of this team all day long, is they're aggressive at the plate. Nice job. That was an elevated fastball. Most of the times fastballs above the belt, they don't move as much. It's a straighter pitch. He takes advantage of it, hits a rocket past the third baseman to put them in a position to score the first run.
Brings up the Idaho catcher. Mason Miller. A lot of Seattle Seahawk fans in that part of Idaho, so Russell Wilson is his favorite athlete. A little issue with the mask for Riley Wilson, the catcher for Oregon. Getting that taken care of.
Yeah, you see a lot of these young players fix their own gear. This is not like the big leagues where you have a trainer that runs out there that knows what to do with the mask. These players, they carry their own gear, they pack their own gear, and they repair their own gear.
Got to get it done yourself. There's a strike in the outside corner to Kason Miller. They're running the runner, the trailing runner, Ustrowski. No throw down to second. You're at this level of the Little League Major Division. There are no leadoffs, and the runners cannot leave the bag until the ball reaches the batter. That ball's in the air fairly deep center. Is it deep enough to get the run home? Here comes the runner, Ross, tagging, and he'll score. Sac fly for Kason Miller. And it's Idaho that gets on the board first.
Idaho had a big second inning in their last win. This time, once again, they're swinging the bats well. It's a team that has a very good offense. They can hit the ball. They can play small ball right there. That was a great job of getting the ball in the air to the outfield, just deep enough to score the first run.
Here's Kyle Johnson. Left-handed hitting first baseman. Launches a strike from Cameron Van Kempen. They call Kyle Johnson Big Country. He's 5'6", 130 pounds, yet he's just 12 years old.
and if you look at his feet, he's got a lot of growing left in that body.
There's Mom Leah.
How awesome is this for the parents to travel so far to come out here, support their sons and their teammates?
Back to a breaking ball. The strikeout of Kyle Johnson ends the inning, but Idaho does pick up a run on the sac fly by
Idaho and see how much you could save on renter's insurance.
Rain is certainly not an issue, but it's not a bad idea to bring an umbrella to protect yourself from the sun here in the Inland Empire. As we head to the top of the second, Oregon comes to bat, trailing 1-0. The road for Salem, Oregon, a brief one, but it did begin on Monday with an 8-7 win over Montana as Andrew Moon scored a couple of times and Price pitched well.
Oregon did a good job. You know, this is another team right here that took advantage of a lot of walks. They were able to score runs. Both offenses really have won their ball games by pass balls or walks. They've depended on the defense to make errors or some miscues. This is a game right here. Both these defenses play really well, and we're starting to see them early on in the game be a little more aggressive and try to put the ball in play.
Young man they call Scoot, Spencer Shortis, enjoys watching James Harden, the NBA as well. No balls, 2 strikes on Spencer. Also a Charlie Blackman and a Rockies fan. I said, explain why. He says, well, I was actually born in Colorado. I moved to Idaho. So he keeps his first Major League Baseball allegiance. You grew up in Louisiana. What was the first team you followed?
Well, every young man growing up is an LSU fan from the get-go. If you're born in Louisiana, you're automatically going to be an LSU fan. The closest team for us is the Houston Astros, and that's where I went for my first Major League game ever. My uncle took me, and I remember standing there waiting for an autograph, and finally one player came up, signed my ball. It was Jose Cruz.
Wow. And the Astro bounce back left side. Travis Ustrowski, pitcher gets off the mound to make the play to throw out Spencer Shortis. The Astrodome is still around. Not much going on inside of it, I don't think, but
no.
It still exists.
No. And it's funny how you ask these players who their favorite player is and their favorite team. They all give you these reasons that seem very personal to them. Jose Cruz's number was number 25. It made such an impact on me. Every team that I played on, I tried to get the jersey 25 because of that one player that took time out to come to me. So, you know, you'll hear throughout this tournament, these players, they'll pick their favorite players because sometimes it's an interaction that they get with that big leaguer, either on and off the field. It makes such an impact that they follow him for the rest of their lives.
And you're speaking about Jose Cruz Sr., not his son who played later on.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Senior. Son was a darn good player,
yes.
too. I played against him college and in the major leagues.
Cameron Van Kempen. Got Dad Carey there. Stepmom Michelle. In on him, and he just got a piece to stay alive.
Yeah, that's a nice job battling with 2 strikes. You like to see these guys just try to get anything you can on that ball to hang in there and get another pitch to hit.
Staying away with the breaking ball. And Kempens out of Salem, Oregon. Their team down 1-0 here, just in the top of the second. Piece hung on to by the catcher, Casey Miller, and that's a strikeout, second of the game for Ustrowski, and there are 2 outs.
Ustrowski's done a great job. In the first inning, it was the curveball that was working for him right there. He was able to move that pitch in and out. We saw a pitch up under the hands, and then this one right here for the strikeout was down and away. Outstanding location.
Sullivan Puckett, the right fielder for Oregon. It's a fastball strike. Ostrowski, we've seen the fastball and curveball. With the fastball to Puckett on the first pitch, who enjoys woodshop. So what have you made in woodshop? He says, well, I made a shelf. I made a pencil box. Each of the pitches that Ostrowski throws, fastball, curve, mainly, he'll throw a change. They also told us if he throws a knuckleball, don't be surprised. He may not throw many. That breaking ball's in the air to shallow right center, and a diving attempt off the mid of Ross. Great effort by the center fielder from Idaho. It is a base hit for Sullivan Puckett.
Jason Ross came a long way to just get a glove on that ball. That was a fantastic effort right here. Look at him. His knees hit the ground, and I believe because his knees made contact first, it kind of jarred his head, which may have blurred his vision a little bit. That ball kicked off of the tip of the glove, but nice effort from the young man.
Sure he didn't scrape up those elbows. 2 outs. Aiden Sale to batter. Ball 1 away, and throw back to first. Puckett gets back. Again, the rule at this division of Little League, there are no leadoffs. They can't leave the base until the ball reaches the batter. Sale hits it to the right side and through. Throw goes back to second base as the right fielder Owen Field tried to perhaps catch Puckett taking a turn there. Puckett, that is, but he stayed on the bag, and that's a clean base hit for Aiden Sale.
Good base running by Puckett, as you said. To stop on the bag, he had a sense that the right fielder, Owen Field, was close enough to try to make that throw to second base. So he didn't take a big turn at second. Because of that, he didn't get tagged up. But we got a big rally right here by Oregon. 2 well-struck balls.
Both with 2 outs. Here's the 9th spot in the order. Waving a miss by Carson McNally. Big Mac, his nickname. 5'9", 140 pounds at 12 years old. You get Big Mac. Carson's a Mookie Betts and a Boston Red Sox fan. As you saw the appeal go down to first. Said he did go around. All inside to McNally. Carson says he's been to Fenway, but it was during the baseball off-season, so he's not actually seen a game yet there. That's the next thing on his agenda. He wants to see the Red Sox in person at Fenway.
A little different atmosphere. The game atmosphere is very special. It's almost like a carnival going on in the outfield and just having such a great time. Not good if you're an outfielder, especially in left field. You have the fans heckling you all game, but that fan base is one of the best in sports.
I'm sure you remember your first game in the outfield at Fenway.
I do. I do. And that was when Kerry Wood was in his prime, so if you struck out by Kerry Wood, you were going to hear it for the half inning. You were standing out there in left field.
Has gone full on McNally. Ostrowski steps off the rubber.
Right here, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The runners are going to be going on the pitch.
Once it reaches the batter, yeah.
Yep. That way, if that ball is put in play, the best and easiest way to get the out is going to be to first base.
Outside ball 4. So after retiring the first 2, Puckett, Sale, and now McNally have all reached for Oregon, and they've loaded the bases. It's back to the top of the order for Oregon.
Hey, Tyler! Coming your way! Expect the ball! Hey, JR! More! Hope it's not too much. Feels way over there, Tony.
Robin Franklin, the manager, setting his defense. Riley Wilson comes up. He picked up an infield base hit to short. His first at bat. began the game. Enjoys Will Ferrell and enjoys the movie Elf. And if you saw the introductions of the Oregon team, one player said their name and said, "I hit singles." That was Riley Wilson. He said, "My name is Riley Wilson, and I hit singles." It's a ground ball to third. And the easy play on the force out. Owen Mangini steps on the bag. So Oregon leaves the bases loaded. It stays 1-0 Idaho. Back in San Bernardino, Northwest Region featured in our first game of the day. Idaho has the 1-0 lead. They come up out of it a second. Idaho playing for the first time since Monday. The only game so far here in San Bernardino was a win over Washington 5-2. Jason Ross had an RBI hit. Here's Casey Miller. Pitched well for Idaho. Tyler Voorhees, first pitch hacking, strike one.
It was the second inning that propelled Idaho to the victory. And they did it right out of the chute. First three guys got, I think it was a double, single, but they got hits, and then they took advantage of a lot of walks after that. It was, I believe, 5 runs they scored in that second inning.
That's a foul ball. Plate umpire Skylar Cruzculo making that call quickly. Must have made some contact with Voorhees in the batter's box.
2 strikes.
All volunteers, the umpires at Little League. Turns into a strikeout, second of the game for Cameron Van Kimpen.
Off-speed pitch right here. Outside corner, good job. It was a curve ball that he started. Looked like he started right on the corner, but there was enough break for it to break down and away. An unhittable pitch, a great location.
This is Owen Mangini, the third baseman, who sends one foul. David, you were talking earlier about how the kids kind of have to do things for themselves. Owen Mangini is the case in point. He has learned how to restring baseball gloves and does so not only for himself, but for his team members, as well as others who request. Said he had an issue with his glove where a string broke. He went on YouTube, learned how to restring it, got the full kit. And he's the guy you go to if you need your glove restrung.
He's making money, right? He's charging some opposition. Not sure what he should charge. The coaches think he should charge a little more than he does, but that's a lot of work, man. He said it takes, what, 2 hours to do a glove?
A full glove, yeah. 2 hours.
Hey, don't give in. Don't give in. Have an approach. See it all the way.
Waited on it, hits it towards left center field, and a running, tumbling catch by Gavin Price. Gavin Price taking away extra bases from Owen Mangini. 2 outs.
That's a big-time play by Gavin Price, and it starts with the jump. Great first step, going directly to the ball, catching it in the gap. He had a nice angle on the ball, and you can see right there, covers some serious ground with those long strides. If you make a play like that, you're going to get the approval of your pitcher. He knows that ball, if that would have dropped, that was extra bases.
Big play by Price. Keeps the bases empty. 2 outs. Zach Bell batting. 1-2.
We mentioned earlier how fun of a summer it is for these players. No school. All they can think about is baseball. They are living the life of a major leaguer, and they're also playing on ESPN. So when you make a highlight play like that, the world is watching. What an awesome experience for these young men.
Slow roller to third. Spencer Shortis staying on the bag with the stretches. Carson McNally, and a couple of good defensive plays in that inning behind Cameron Van Kimpen. The Oregon pitcher appreciative of the defensive help he got in that frame.
He You want to get on ESPN? This is what you do. You make a diving catch in center field and save your team from extra bases. Nice job, Oregon, coming up to the plate.
Before the MLB Little League Classic between the Cubs and Pirates. I don't know if that's the chicken you want to be having for lunch, but there's good ice cream there.
Chicken looked a little undercooked, right?
Yeah, and the ice cream guys are really going all out with what they're wearing.
There it is. No, we'll pass.
To right center, down for a base hit. Henry Moon gets it going for Oregon here on the top of the third with a base hit.
Good piece of hitting right there to be able to go the other way. And you know, there's always competition, not only between your team and against the other team, but on this field we have a set of twins out here. So you know, if twin number one, Henry Moon, gets a hit, you know Andrew coming up behind him has got to top him, right?
Andrew, by the way, is 1 minute older. We got that clarified yesterday. And his brother Henry, who's at first. Dad Mark is one of the team coaches. So you got twin Henry at first, Andrew at the plate. We asked the teammates, can you tell them apart? Some said yes, some said no. Andrew's a couple inches taller than Henry, so if they're standing up, you can kind of use that as a little bit of a gauge. But for the most part, they're very identical.
Yeah. And Henry let us know Andrew has a little more power than he does. Henry hit the top of the fence 3 times. He came close, but he hasn't hit a home run yet.
Trying to protect with 2 strikes, but couldn't make contact. And the strikeout is number 3 for Travis Strowski.
That outside corner has been the way to go. Both of these pitchers have done a great job of hitting their spots out there. And with 2 strikes, they expand that strike zone. A lot of swings and misses off those pitches off the plate.
The Oregon cleanup batter, Gavin Price. Gavin, one of those strikeout victims of Ostrowski, happened back in the first inning. That breaky ball was up around his eyes and just too tempting, 0-2.
Yeah, that was a pitch that really never got there. Price saw it well. He just couldn't wait on it enough.
It's hit well to right field, over the head of Owen Field, a one-hopper that actually skips over the fence, and that's a huge break for Idaho. It would have easily scored Henry Moon all the way from first, but he's going to have to come back to third.
Yeah, Niels, you're right. If that ball would have stayed in the park, that was going to be a sure triple. Oregon was going to get an RBI off of that, but man, I tell you what, I'm really impressed. You can see the hesitation, the flinch right there by Gavin Price. He had swung through a curveball. The pitch before was just a little early. He recognized it again. He didn't try to get too big and pulled it, but he drove it the opposite way. It's a 225 fence out there. He short hopped a ground rule double. Excellent hitting and great job of seeing the pitch swinging through it and then making the adjustment to produce for your team afterwards.
Well, there's mandatory play at all levels of Little League. Both these teams have 13 players, so to meet mandatory play, everybody has to bat at least once. So we get our first player off the bench in this game is Thomas Van Bischler. Will bat in Spencer Shortis' spot and in a key spot with runners at second and third, 1 out, and his team Oregon down 1-0. Tommy takes up high, ball 1. Tommy's an interesting 11-year-old. He's one of 4 11-year-olds on the team for Oregon. He told us he caught his first Chinook salmon when he was 2 years old. And mind you, the salmon was 40 pounds. And I said, did you have a little help? He said, yeah, okay, I had a little help, but it counts. And this trip to Southern California, by the way, first time he's ever been able to fly on a plane.
That's right. Nice swing right there, yeah. I like this young man a lot. He's shy, soft-spoken, but when he was telling that fish story, boy, he really got some personality out of him. Felt like you were right there in the boat. He talked about how he went from the back of the boat to the front of the boat to reel it in.
I'd like to be a marine biologist someday, but he wears number 47 because he's a Tom Glavine fan who wore that same number. The strikeout is out number 2. So it's second and third now with 2 outs.
21 for
Brady
27.
Sprinky will be the next player off the bench for Oregon. So each team has 4 players on their bench that they need to get in the game with at least 1 at bat. This will be the second consecutive for Oregon. Brady Sprinky.
All right, here we go.
Keep in mind, this is a 6-inning game. First pitch is a strike. So we're in the middle stages here. So we're at a point in the game here, David, where you do have to at least start addressing and thinking about mandatory play. This is where Oregon is doing so.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, hats off for this rule to get all of your players involved in the ball game. And then also, tip of the cap to Oregon. There's runner on second and third. There's runners in scoring position right here, but yet they have enough confidence in the guys coming off the bench that they can come out there and produce to put them in the ball game right now.
Back towards the mound, Udrowski gets out of the jam. And second and third, 1 out, and failed to score. So it's still 1. Well, how do teams get to this particular spot and hopefully try to get to Williamsport? There are over 6,500 leagues worldwide. It begins in district play, then they move to sectional, state, or country if it's an international team. Then this regional tournament is step 4 for the U.S. teams. And then the World Series in Williamsport is the next step. What the leagues do, like Coeur d'Alene Little League and Sprague Little League, after their rec ball seasons are over, they get an all-star team together and they let those kids try to make it all the way to Williamsport.
Yeah, it's a great process, and you know the funny thing about it is a lot of these kids have played against each other during their regular league. So when we were doing interviews yesterday, we got to hear about a lot of home runs that these guys hit off each other.
Owen Field gets jammed. A nice play by the shortstop. Andrew Moon throws him out. 1 pitch, 1 gone in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Well, I tell you, every coach on that Oregon team praises Andrew Moon about his athletic ability and his quick feet and strong arm. We get to see it right there. That's a difficult play to come charging in on that ball and be able to have the momentum behind you to throw a strike to first base. We see why he's declared one of the better shortstops in that league.
All up high, back to the top of the order, and Jason Ross. Jason with a base hit to center, and he has scored the game's only run. Out to left center field, he's 2 for 2.
Flash right there, got a fastball right down the pipe. And that was a great short compact swing to be able to get it in the outfield.
There's Basler, a little tapper, and off the mound, fielding his position well. Cameron Van Kimpen gets the out at first base. 2 gone, down to second goes Ross.
Another difficult defensive play. Cam Fan, we hear so much about him throwing the ball past batters right here. He's able to barehand that ball with his momentum going toward the third base dugout. He pivots, gets in the proper position, shoulder pointing to first base, and throws a strike across the diamond.
That gets away. That's going to advance Jason Ross to third. So now you got a runner at third base with 2 outs. And that's a foul ball as Travis Ostrowski was ducking down. The bat stayed up behind his back, and it actually hit the bat.
I tell you, that's tough. Because as a batter, you don't expect that ball to come behind you. And when it does, on occasion, you don't think to move the bat out of the way on a pitch behind you. You do when it's in front of you. That's a scary thought. You know, pitchers in this league are throwing from 46 feet. A lot of these pitchers are throwing 60 to 63 miles an hour. That ball's getting on you quickly.
Foul ball to third, where manager Robin Franklin.
Don't give in! Get smart, Jay. Get smart. Let's make something happen.
Way upstairs, snagged by Riley Wilson, the catcher, to keep that from going to the backstop.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
A little bit up, maybe a little bit away as well, and it runs to a full count. Now the runner at third steals home. The throw went back to the pitcher, and Jason Ross saw an opportunity. Just a few moments ago when we were listening in, you heard the manager and third base coach Robin Franklin say to Ross at third, make something happen, and he did.
Let's go!
I'll tell you, Idaho caught everyone off guard right here. Nice frame job. But you see the runner at third. He's creeping. He's creeping. He takes advantage of the throw going back to the pitcher. Oregon was caught off guard. No one expected the steal from third.
Rope into left field is a base hit. And Travis Ostrowski is now 2 for 2 with his second single. So now Robin Franklin, the Idaho manager, has a cleanup hitter, Casey Miller, coming up.
Good job by Riley Wilson.
Finish your swing all the way through the ball.
Into right, down for a hit in front of Sullivan. Puckett heading for third, goes Ostrowski, and he'll make it out of the throw.
Sorry.
So Miller, who drove in the run for the sac fly in the first, has a base hit, the third single of the inning.
Another good piece of hitting. I mentioned about that meeting by Riley Wilson. The catcher is the captain on the field, and he knew that Van Kempen was kind of flustered after that stolen base at home. He wanted to settle him down. Cam Fan threw a pitch right over the heart of the plate. Riley Wilson had a meeting. The next pitch, Idaho was able to take advantage and hammer that to the field.
Johnson, a bouncer, and that takes a funny hop over Andrew Moon and into center. Ostrowski scores the second run of the inning to make it 3-0 Idaho. A bad hop base hit for Kyle Johnson, the fourth single of the inning for Idaho.
Once again, another hittable pitch by Cam Fan. He has been so good hitting that outside corner. That ball had some sink to it, but it got enough of the plate that Kyle Johnson, Big Country, was able to hit it up the middle to get an RBI.
Now Oregon just trying to get through the inning. 2 runs have scored, all with 2 outs. Strike to Tyler Voorhees. That return throw momentarily got away from Van Kempen, and that caught the attention of Miller at second base.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to see it. Yep, we're going to see a meeting right here. Just, you get the sense that the wheels are kind of falling off for Oregon. No one wants to see that. This is a team that plays solid defense, and it's a pitcher that was pretty much locked in early in the ball game. But I think the stolen base at home plate has kind of gotten into his head.
Travis Price, the manager for Oregon, has come out to help recollect his infield here. Travis Price, four-year Little League volunteer, has his son Gavin on the team. Numbers on Van Kempen, and it's not like he's hit all over the yard here, David. Just a few pretty well-placed base hits and a bad hop kept the inning going.
Yeah, and that's a tough hop. You're absolutely right. That ball had some top spin on it, so when it hit the dirt, it was able to kick up over Andrew Moon's head. Nothing he could do about it. But I like the meeting. I like the opportunity that was directed strictly to Van Kempen. And that's what you like to see when you come out of that meeting, is your pitcher to settle down, take a deep breath, relax. Don't worry about what happened in the past. Just go after that hitter. That was an outstanding breaking pitch. First pitch strike.
Or he swung at it. Ball gets away. Everybody's on with 2 outs. Voorhees able to take off. They needed to complete the strikeout with a throw down to first base. The inning rolls on for Idaho.
Always tough for these young players. The pitcher makes a good pitch. He's able to keep it down. And oftentimes you got to go out of the strike zone to get the swing and miss. Makes it difficult for the catcher to be able to block it. We've seen that all tournament long. These teams take advantage of that third strike that gets away, that wild pitch, and they're able to continue the inning.
Bases loaded for Owen Mangini, and to center in the vicinity was Gavin Price. He makes the catch, and Oregon's able to get out of the inning, allowing just 2. As Idaho leads the bases loaded, but they lead 3-0 at the end of 3.
If your mouth is made to amaze, let Philip stop.
Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. So great to see that's going to continue for at least another year after this year. Here in San Bernardino, a Northwest region matchup. Idaho leads 3-0. Oregon batting top of the 4th in this 6-inning game, and it's a first pitch strike to Sullivan Puckett, the right fielder. Sully had a base hit to center his first time up, and he is a Cubs fan, so we know who he will be rooting for when he watches the MLB Little League Classic. Perhaps he will be there in person. We'll find out. It's that ball well down the left field side, and it's going to drop in right near the line fair and scoot into the corner. Puckett, a wide turn, a sliding stop, and he dives back into third. That's the only time you can dive into a base at this level of Little League, is diving back into a bag, and it's a double for Sullivan Puckett.
Look, here's an example of keeping your hands inside the ball. Nice job. That is a fastball that's in, just under the hands. And the result, when you keep your hands in, is that ball, after it leaves the bat, will stay straight. It will stay fair, as we see, just within the fair line. And I call it a fair line right there because it was a fair ball. But had he extended his arms too soon or rolled over, that would have definitely been a foul ball. Nice piece of hitting and a great leadoff double.
Well, it's the 3rd time in 4 innings that Oregon has put the leadoff batter on base, but have yet to score. They go to the bench. Avery Lorman batting here. Ground ball left side. Runner holding. Owen Mangini's throw gets past Kyle Johnson, and everybody's safe with Puckett moving over to third.
This play right here is set up by Sully at second. You see him lean toward third, then he gets back, and it was just enough attention that Mangini was paying attention to the runner at second. He was not able to make a clean throw. And oftentimes when you're that base runner, you're trying to jog back and forth, shuffle step, anything you can do. If you're the fielder, just get the sure out. You know that base runner is close enough to second that there's no way he's going to be able to advance to third on a good throw. But it's the mind games. We always look at the physical plays out there, but it's also what goes on in your mind. Nice play by the base runner, but the defender just needs to take his time and throw a strike to first. Get the sure out.
Now Jacob Hoda is going to bat, number 99. And when he finishes his at-bat, that will complete mandatory play for Oregon. On the other side, Idaho has the 3-0 lead right now, but they still have 4 players on their bench that need to pick up at least one at-bat. There's 11-year-old Jacob Hoda, the son of one of the team coaches, Joe Hoda. Also, Thomas Van Bischler is going to be the special pinch runner over at first base. Comes Thomas. You can use a special pinch runner twice per game, but only once per inning. This level of Little League. So first and third, nobody out. A check swing strike on Jacob Hoda. Jacob may have journalism in his future. He likes to write articles that he calls the Channel 99 News, which 99 is his number. And it's just something he does on social media that he sends out to his teammates and family members and kind of keeps everybody up to date on what's going on with the team.
I love it.
Fouled off that high breaking ball and stays up there at 0-2. The top of the order coming up next for Oregon. Both teams have 6 hits in the game, but it's Oregon down 3-0. They bat here in the top of the 4th. On the ground right side, that's going to get a run home. RBI for Jacob Hoda. That scores Puckett, sends the pinch runner Van Bischler down to second. You can catch all the excitement from all of the 7 Little League World Series tournaments, including visitor information, scores, stats, video highlights, and a whole lot more. Visit littleleague.org. Jacob Hoda fan got number 99 on his back. He's got the Oregon orange going as well.
Tell you what, I'm digging that hair. I think they make that hair color just for men. You think I can find that?
That's a liner to first, and Kyle Johnson makes the catch. Riley Wilson, that one looked like it was ticketed to go down the right field line, but Kyle Johnson used his height to reach up and make the play.
So just another reason you put one of your taller guys on first base. Off the bat, I thought this was a sure base hit, but nice job with a leaping grab and great quick reaction time to haul that ball in.
That hit Henry Moon. That'll put runners at first and second. So Oregon does get their first run of the game on the ground out by Hoda. Now have the tying runs on base with 2 outs.
I'm going to tell you, to go back to the at-bat by Hoda, or Hojo as his teammates call him, that was with 2 strikes. And he was able to put the ball in play. That's why you always hear the coaches say, put the ball in play, make something happen. Anything good can happen when it's in play, not when you swing and miss. And by Hojo putting that ball in play, he was able to get an RBI and allow Oregon to get within 2. But to get that run on the board, man, that breaks the ice. Gives your team some confidence that we're running out of outs here. In order to take the lead, first thing we need to do is get that first run on the board, and now they have it.
My brother Andrew Moon up. His brother Henry at first, and Riley Wilson. Actually, that's the special pitch runner Van Bischler at second. Nice block by the catcher, Casey Miller. Timeout as Idaho will make a visit to the mound with Coach Tony Voorhees.
Okay, take a little break here. Take a deep breath, slow stuff down, right? Don't be in such a rush to get back on the bump and throw, okay? Look at me. Okay, keep the ball down, don't give it up, okay? Throw the ball, get it outside, okay? Let's go. Believe in yourself, kid. You got this. Let's go.
Gerard and Franklin getting this team trying to get through this inning. They've allowed their first run. Oregon is 0 for 7 right now with runners in scoring position. They would love a hit here to extend the top of the fourth. Strike on the low outside edge. Pickoff attempted first. Back safely is Henry Moon. Casey Miller, the catcher for Idaho, can't fall asleep on him back there. You're running the bases. And on 5 pitches, a walk to Andrew Moon. The bases are loaded. Well, if you're Oregon, this is what you want. You got your cleanup hitter up. The base is loaded. After Travis Ostrowski just issued his first walk of the game, actually hit a batter prior to that. Gavin Price, who doubled his last time up. Hits it high down the right field side towards the corner. Owen Field sees it bounce and skip all the way to the fence. This may give Oregon the lead. Here comes the third runner in safely. Andrew Moon scores, and it's a base-clearing double for the Oregon cleanup hitter Gavin Price. 4-3 Oregon.
Gavin Price is doing some serious damage offensively this game, and his last at bat, he got a ground rule double to right center field. Once again, he goes the other way. He goes with the pitch. It's another breaking pitch. He stays behind. I thought he might have got that one out of the park, you see right there, but nice job of keeping that front shoulder in and driving this ball. No chance for right fielder Owen Field to get that ball, haul that in, and boy, that's a big shot in the arm. Oregon now takes the lead, clearing the bases.
Oregon gets their first hit with a runner in scoring position. As I just mentioned, they were 0 for 7 in that category prior. A base-clearing double for Gavin Price. And that sends Bob Larissa into pandemonium. The 8th batter to bat in the inning for Oregon. It's now Spencer Shortus. So you have an Oregon team that has come back here with a 4 spot so far in the top of the 4th. They have completed mandatory play. Idaho has not yet brought anybody in off the bench. They have 4 players on the bench that need to bat at least once. Back to a breaking ball is a strike from Ostrowski. That was pitch number 75 for Ostrowski. Popped up, Idaho looking to get out of the inning, and the pitcher Ostrowski makes the catch. But 8 batters come to the plate, and Oregon scores 4-3 on the base-clearing double by Gavin Price, and it's Oregon now by 1.
If you've been holding off on Arby's until they serve home.
Summary in the 3rd inning, Idaho gets a straight steal of home. Jason Ross coming in with what was the 2nd run of the game for Idaho. They were up 3-0 until the top of the 4th, when Oregon scores 4 times 3 on this Gavin Price base-clearing double.
Yeah, nowhere to put him. So you're going to have to pitch to him, and you're going to have to throw strikes. The base is loaded. His 2nd double of the day, and another crushed ball off of a curveball.
On the game summary showing 13 total hits, 7 now for Oregon. And 1 Idaho error that did help open the door in that 4 on top of this 4th inning. Idaho still has mandatory play to address. They do so here with Tanner Franklin batting for the first time. 8, 9, and 1 part of the order coming up here for Idaho. Tanner Franklin, they call Uncle Tanner. Dan Robin, the team manager for Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And he also coaches third base.
Don't give in.
Puts it on the ground at third. Did not give in. Shortest. Spencer Shortest making the play in the throw to first. 1 out.
Good reaction. Not an easy play right there by Spencer Shortest. He was coming in. He was fielding about even with the third base bag. That was a hot shot to him. Good instinct to take his glove. Great hand-eye coordination. Take his glove to the ball and get his feet in position and throw a strike.
We'll get a second batter off the bench for Idaho here. Mark Holacek will come up. Mark, a fan of Chris Evans. Also a fan of the band Bon Jovi, because Living on a Prayer is his favorite song. Mark Holacek says he doesn't have any relatives that played in sports or pro baseball, but he wanted us to know that his Uncle Dave fishes with Jay Buhner and Willie Bloomquist, former Seattle Mariner players.
That's pretty impressive. I'd like to have the opportunity to fish with Jay Buhner and Willie Bloomquist. That's really cool. Bones, what they call Jay Buhner. Slugger for the Seattle Mariners.
1-2 pitch. In play, off the glove of Van Kempen, bare hand play, close but safe. Henry Moon, the second baseman, came in and gave him a chance to still make it out at first. Close play, but Holacek reaches on a base hit.
Oh, had just enough velocity to get past Cam Fan. Nice job getting down the first baseline. Good job, UC. Hitting the front part of the first base bag.
Top of the order, Jason Ross shoots it into center field. That ball quickly got to the center fielder, and Gavin Price thinking force out at second, but overthrows the bag. It looked like Holacek was going to beat the throw anyway. So it's a third hit in this game for Jason Ross of Idaho.
Yeah, Jason Ross seeing the ball really well, not trying to do too much with it. Gets an off-speed pitch. It's kind of middle away. And he uses the biggest part of the field. That's right up the middle. You see he keeps his front shoulder in. I love the way his hips work. Belly button goes first, perfectly balanced, because after you put the ball in play, you become a base runner. That's textbook hitting right there.
Lawrence Basler, who likes the original Bad News Bears from 1976. His grandfather, Steve Arlen, pitched in the major leagues back in the 60s and 70s, primarily for the San Diego Padres. Grandfather Steve Arlen also played college baseball at Ohio State, pitched in a couple of College World Series. Down the left field side, and he's going to drop foul. So here's his grandfather, Steve Arlen, pitching for the Padres. The old Padre uniforms. There he's pitching to Hank Aaron. There he's pitching to Willie Stargell. And let's add a third Hall of Famer. Here he is pitching to Roberto Clemente. Wow. His grandfather passed away in 2016. That ball popped up, and the third baseman Spencer Shortest in foul ground holds it in. That's a big second out there for the Oregon defense.
Your hands.
Well, a chance to, as they say, help himself. Here is the pitcher for Idaho, Travis Ostrowski, with 2 on, 2 outs. His team down a run, and a pitch behind him to the backstop will advance the runners. So here, a base hit could give Idaho back the lead.
Idaho keeping the pressure on Oregon. And now when you get this close, it's imperative for the pitcher and catcher to be in sync. Catcher's got to be a brick wall right here. Got to keep every ball in front of him.
2-ball strike. Ustrowski, by the way, 2 for 2. A couple of singles and a run scored. A big spot here for Idaho in the 4th in this 6th-inning game. 6th-inning game. Laid off a pitch high. Fan of Adam Sandler.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Inside corner strike.
Good pitch. You know, both of these pitchers all game long have been trying to hit that outside corner, and that's the equalizer. Anytime you can go down and in to freeze the batter. Another good try. That fastball down and in, that sets up an off-speed pitch. What you're trying to do, if you're a Cam fan or a pitcher, you're trying to speed the bat up. You get that hitter to anticipate a fast pitch.
Popped up behind second base. Henry Moon wants it, makes the catch, and his center fielder Gavin Price crashed into him, but Moon held on to end the inning. That almost took a bad turn for Oregon, as a couple runs would have scored had that ball come out of his glove.
Yeah, we talk about bad news bears. This is Kelly Leak right here coming all the way from center field, but great concentration by Moon to keep that ball in his glove.
Here's to the Little Leaguers, reminding us why we love this game. There's only big hearts and big plays here. The field teeming with sportsmanship and dreams off the scale. That's why the seats are always filled, the hill overtaken, and the roar of the crowd perfect. Here's to the Little League World Series on the networks of ESPN.
Back in Southern California from San Bernardino. Idaho and Oregon going at it. The Northwest Region matchup. We're 968 miles from Salem, Oregon. And from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, we're 1,324 miles away. From Al Howden Stadium in San Bernardino. Great to have you with us. Former big league outfielder David DeLucci out, Mark Neely, and the first pitch jumped on base hit right field for Cameron Van Kempen. They begin the 5th for Oregon. 2 U.S. teams have already punched their tickets to Williamsport. They are Louisiana and Virginia, the international bracket. 7 of the 8 have already qualified. The final team, Canada, will qualify on Saturday. And we have Wailuku, Hawaii, taking on Roseville, California at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific here on ESPN tonight. Here in San Bernardino, that'll be the West Region matchup. Sullivan Puckett, big day for him. Signal, double, run scored. Sully hits it on the ground, base hit, left field. He's 3 for 3. And it's 2 on with nobody out. Coming up this week, Sunday Night Baseball is at Oracle Park in San Francisco. The series finale between Bryce Harper and the Phillies, and Buster Posey and the Giants. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern on the ESPN app. The Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown.
Hey, great job, kid. Did a great job, okay? Hey, look at me. Keep your head up. Go over there, play first base. Let's go. Got the whole game to play, all right? Guy, come on.
Travis Ustrowski was at 79 pitches. The pitch limit is 85, so he was close to the pitch limit anyway. And Idaho has decided to make a pitching change. We'll tell you about that new pitcher for Coeur d'Alene when we come back. Travis Ustrowski moves from the mound to first base. They just flipped the 2 players. As Kyle Johnson, who was playing first base, takes over for Ustrowski on the mound.
Kyle Johnson right here, we're going to see a lot of fastballs. He can run that fastball up. He's a strong young man.
Pitch gets past Casey Miller. The runners advance.
See, the velocity is there. He has to be able to command his pitches. And he's coming in here in a high-stress situation. But he's a competitor. His coaches talk about how he loves competition.
Swing and a miss by Aiden Sale. Oregon was down 3-0 after 3 innings. Scored 4 in the 4th. Beat it by a run, and they have a chance to add on here with 2 in scoring position and nobody out in the 5th. That's a swing and a miss. It's a live ball, and coming in to score is Cameron Van Kempen. (5-3) Oregon. As Van Kempen scores, and puck it over to third base.
Yeah, this fastball right here, it's up in the zone, even though it's a swing and miss. That ball had late life from the left-handed pitcher. Catcher Casey Miller just couldn't get a glove on it.
Strike 3 to Aiden Sale, so that's a key first out of the inning for Idaho.
How about this for a change? I'm talking about Bugs Bunny. Almost looked like he had a little knuckleball action to it. That looked like a knuckleball, Niels. Think so? It looked like it. The rotation definitely looked like a knuckleball. It's an outstanding location.
The breaking ball whacked into center on a base hit will bring in another run. Carson McNally, an RBI single. And Oregon, again, they were down 3-0, and now it's 6-3 Salem, Oregon.
This is another off-speed pitch right here, and you see the Oregon batters, they are not fooled at all. Even though they're geared up for that fastball, he's able to stay behind the pitch and drive it. Nice piece of hitting. They're very quiet in the box. There's not a whole lot of moving parts. And this is a team, as you can see, each team has different philosophies, but you see the Oregon's philosophy up the middle the other way. That allows them to stay inside those balls and hit those line drives, especially when they need RBIs.
Well, the winner of this game moves directly to the Northwest Region Championship game on Saturday. The loser season is not over. They will play Bothell, Washington tomorrow. What will be an elimination game tomorrow. Oregon will use special pinch runner Jacob Hoda at first base for McNally. Hoda, who had an RBI ground out an inning ago, which knocked in the first Oregon run at that point. They scored 6 unanswered runs. Top of the order for Oregon and Riley Wilson. Wilson with a base hit in the first. Hit a ball hard his last time up, but lined out to then first baseman Kyle Johnson, who's now facing on the mound.
Once again, Kyle Johnson using that off-speed pitch. We've seen him try to locate his fastball, but not having success with it, so he's going strictly off-speed.
First base is occupied, did not need to throw to first. And a strikeout for the second out. Here's Henry Moon. Ball skips past Miller. Pinch runner Hoda's down at second. pitches in the inning. A couple of runs scored by Oregon to add on. Umpires will meet after Travis Price, the manager and third base coach for Oregon, went to the plate umpire, asked a question, and that has caused this consultation. Well, the game has certainly changed, David. It was a run in the first for Idaho. They added 2 in the third. They're up 3-0 after 3, and then Oregon flipped a switch in the fourth. They've scored 6 unanswered since.
Yeah, Oregon's really done a good job of staying back and hammering the off-speed pitches that they've seen from Idaho. And it started with the ground rule double by Gavin Price, and then he also had a 3 RBI double as well. He's been the big bat for Oregon. All of these guys have done a good job of putting the ball in play.
By the way, the question from Travis Price of Oregon, he thought perhaps the hitter had been hit by pitch. The umpires converged, said no. And the ball that gets away, and this time over to third goes home. That is not a reviewable play. We do have video review available here at the regionals as well as Williamsport. One of the plays not reviewable, though, is a hit by pitch. Ball in the dirt. Miller gets enough of that. And it is ball 4 to Henry Moon. On the topic of video replay, here's what you can review. Force outs, tags, the base pass, and runner missed a base, hit batters can be reviewed, but they didn't in that instance. The managers do have unlimited successful challenges, but if you try twice and are unsuccessful, you lose that ability through 6 innings. All outside.
You just get the sense right here, big Kyle Johnson's fastball is just not being located around the plate. He's going with an awful lot of off-speed pitches. Kind of see how Oregon is just waiting back, being a little more selective, especially on the fastball. You don't want to help the pitcher out in this situation. If he can't find the plate, you don't want to swing at balls that are outside or down in the dirt. Make him work to find that zone again. Once again, it's a very, very good Oregon team on waiting back and hitting off-speed pitches. So at this point, they've seen enough off-speed pitches from Kyle Johnson. They know he kind of slows his motion down a little bit. And sometimes it's okay. I was never a hitter that went up there and guessed or looked for a certain pitch, but when the pitcher is consistently depending on that one pitch, like the changeup, it's okay to sit back and let it rip.
Bounce back to the mound, knocked down by Johnson, turns, throws to first, gets the out to win the inning. But Oregon adds on. They pick up 2 more. We're at the midpoint of the 5th. It's 6-3. Back here at San Bernardino, this Little League Major Division, 10 to 12-year-olds. This is the first year now. There are no 13-year-olds at this level. It's a 6-inning game, so we're into the bottom of the 5th here, and there is mandatory play. Little League moved the age range. It used to be at the end of April, so we would have 13-year-olds that had been 13 for a few months playing at this level. That's been knocked down to August 31st, so now it's 12-year-olds and younger. No more 13-year-olds at this level. We're in Williamsport coming up.
And the 13-year-olds play in a new division, right?
Yeah, they're up now with the intermediate division, which is on for a 7th year. That completed over the weekend, which was won by an American team.
Mike Rooney had the call.
That's up in Livermore, California, in the East Bay area. Jammed him. Bouncy ball towards second. Barehanded and out at first on a good play by Henry Moon. The Maroons are out. Here in San Bernardino. Get Casey Miller.
Good concentration right here. That's not an easy play, not even for a big leaguer, to barehand that ball and actually have enough of the ball to find enough of the seams to be able to throw it straight. Good grip strength, good concentration.
Nice sign, by the way, for the Moon family. For Andrew and Henry, the twins, for Oregon. The sun is certainly out. By the way, I failed to mention, McCullough, Alabama won the intermediate title, suburb of Birmingham. As they beat South Korea.
I like the idea because that's a big adjustment for these young players. And, you know, that 13-year-old age group, when you get to be 13, man, a lot of these kids are maturing and they're getting bigger and stronger. You don't have to worry about that young man that's been 13 for a couple months now. You've got 11 and 12-year-olds.
Looking for training videos for coaches and umpires. You can get free backyard tips, practice plans, drills, videos, and more. Go to littleleagueuniversity.org today.
You and I, Niels, were talking the other day. In my opinion, the two biggest leaps in baseball are from the minor leagues to the majors, from AA to the majors. Boy, I mean, it gets really physical at the major league level, but also in that 13 age range.
When you get to the closer to the regulation Major League Baseball size field.
Yep. The field changes. These guys are becoming stronger. And that's where the voices change. They get a lot deeper.
Which is why Little League started the intermediate division 7 years ago. Larger field in between the major division and a regulation big league field. Swing and a miss. This is Braden Meredith, who, if you were with us at the top of the telecast, you got to see his hula hoop skills. One ball, 2 strikes. This is what you saw at the top of the show. Braden Meredith, head to toe. If you thought the hula hoop went away in the 50s, you're wrong. Strikeout for round number 2.
Well, Van Kempen has been dialed in. And I'll tell you, early on in the game, Idaho was seeing his ball really well. Cam Fan had his fastball. It was up in the zone, and it was getting hit. You know, I think in the second inning, there was a diving catch by the center fielder. There was a great play at first base on a stretch by McNally, and I think that just calmed him. He knew that the defense was behind him, making good plays, and that he could just pound the strike zone, and that's what he's done.
The last player to come off the bench for Idaho will be Hudson Kramer. So after he finishes this at bat, that will complete mandatory play for both teams, as Oregon's already done so, and Idaho will after this plate appearance. The kid they call Huddy, Hudson Kramer. Mike's journey. He's also obsessed with sharks, wants to be a marine biologist someday. Hudson's twin sisters sing the national anthem prior to the game. Ground ball to short. Andrew moved to first and dug out by Carson McNally to end the inning. Some nice defensive plays for Oregon, and we finished 6th. On this last play, the throw to first was dug out by McNally and in time, so the call on the field was confirmed out. That call upheld. So they do use video replay in that instance, as it was requested by Idaho, and he was indeed out. Call on the field confirmed. We go to the 6th. It's a 6-inning game. It's a 6-3 lead for Oregon after they fell behind 3-0 at the end of 3. Here in in San Bernardino, California. Along with David DeLucci, I'm Mark Neely. This is a Northwest Regional matchup. The winner plays Saturday for the right to go to Williamsport. The loser plays Washington tomorrow in an elimination game. Tonight, after the Little League World Series, Sports Center with Bucci and Anderson. They'll have highlights from all 11 NFL preseason games, plus how the Saints put the NFC Championship loss behind them, and a breakdown of Tigers' first round in New Jersey to start the FedEx Cup playoff. Sports Center after the Little League World Series on ESPN. And they have. You live in Louisiana. Have they actually gotten over the loss in the NFC title game? Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think they have.
I don't think they ever will.
First pitch, ball one, as we go into the Oregon 6, top half. Gavin Price has had a good day. He's had the big hit. Base clearing doubled his last time up. He's doubled twice. Gavin Price has been a key part in this game. His grandmother here today is dad here as well. They call Gavin Price GHP, which are his full initials. His middle name is Honor. The ball's at his strike. An unorthodox middle name, but a unique one. Gavin Honor Price, GHP. Inside, almost hit it when it's ball four, nonetheless. He's on base for a third consecutive time. We asked the kids, what would you do if you won the lottery? Most kids say they'll buy houses and cars and all that. Gavin Price's response was, I wouldn't tell anybody. And that's the most sensible thing I've ever heard from a 12-year-old.
Yeah, you're going to have a whole lot of people that you didn't realize were family members come knocking at your door. Yeah, I'm your fourth cousin, twice removed.
Good to meet you. But we're going to have a change on the mound. So they'll remove Kyle Johnson. Been an interesting first game of the day from here in San Bernardino.
Hey, listen, got a runner at first base, no outs. Let's go. Think ahead right now. Let's go.
So glad you could join us on this Thursday afternoon from Southern California. David DeLucci, Mark Neely with you. And it's been a game that, the way Idaho came out of the shootout 3-0, looked like they may run away with it. But the fourth inning changed the game with the 4th spot for Oregon.
Yeah, fourth inning did change the game, and that's exactly what Idaho needed to do. They needed to come out early and score some runs, but Oregon did not get afraid at all. Gavin Price had 2 outstanding at-bats. He hit 2 doubles back-to-back, both off of breaking pitches, and both of them were to the opposite field, and I think that kind of gave Oregon the momentum, and they haven't looked back since then.
Been an interesting start to the day here, hasn't it?
I love it. I love it, man. I mean, this is my first opportunity. I'm a rookie at this Little League level, and this is baseball, man. It's so much fun, and I emphasize the fun. We hear the chatter in the dugout. We see the families out there and the young men out there playing their hearts out, but they're having fun and showing great sportsmanship.
It's a blast. We got a lot more baseball to play here in San Bernardino through the weekend. Voorhees has come into pitch now. Here's Tyler Voorhees. Call him Cowboy. Got that nickname in unusual fashion. He was catching, had the catching gear on, which kind of caused him to walk a little bow-legged. He said he was walking like a cowboy. The name stuck. There's it, strike one. Spencer Shortis. Quickly 0-2. Curtis takes outside. Spencer Short's dream job. He wants to one day be a professional bass fisherman.
Hey, now, I like that.
Ruiz comes in and gets the strikeout for the first out of the top of the sixth.
Now get scholarships, colleges for bass fishing.
Seriously?
Yes, sir. Especially down in the South, there are college teams.
You need to pass Spencer some of that information.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would be intrigued by that.
I asked him his favorite bait. He said spinner bait. Wouldn't tell us the color, though.
Can't give away your secrets or your fishing holes. Cam Van Kimpen. It's such a big story on the mound for Oregon up there ripping. And Campen, not only with what he's done with the bat, 1 for 2 with a run scored. He's retired 7 of the last 9 Idaho batters. Kept him in the game. Strokes one towards short and skips past Zach Bell into left center field. Bryce Morner into third, and that allows Van Kimpen to go down to second. Van Kimpen with his second hit.
Now that's helping your cause. Van Kimpen throwing a fantastic ball game on the pitcher's mound. He's also swinging a hot bat right there. But another good piece of hit and another off-speed pitch. Van Kimpen hammers that ball past the shortstop, makes it all the way to second base for his double.
Sullivan Puckett, he's had a huge day. 3 hits, a couple of singles, a couple of runs scored, one of those hits for extra bases. Mom Michelle, sister Stella, Dad Clifford. Puckett family has had a lot to cheer about today. Mom Michelle, a teacher. Outside corner strike on 3-0. Puckett's favorite movie, Rocky 4. Second favorite movie, Rocky 3. 3-2. Why doesn't the original Rocky get the love? That's a great movie when it came out.
You know, the special effects just got better and better. I think that's why 4 is always a favorite. Plus, Ivan Drago, the big Russian, everybody loves him.
Bouncing ball, that's through. Hit number 4 for Puckett, and it drives in the 7th run of the game for Oregon. Four-hit game for Sullivan Puckett.
A lot of good swings by this Oregon team. And you can see another batter not afraid to take the pitch the other way. That's a curveball over the outside corner, and Oregon has just absolutely been wearing out the opposite side of the field. And you hear a lot of guys at the major league level saying that's where the hits are. That's where you make your money. If you can go the other way, you don't get ground outs, especially with runners on base. You get a lot of RBIs that way.
And a 4-hit game for Sullivan Puckett. I'm going to go out on a limb. I bet you can tell me exactly how many 4-hit games you had in the big leagues.
Not very many, I'll tell you that.
A pitch down low, ball 1.
Not only is it a 4-hit game, it's 4 for 4, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, he is dialed in.
This is Avery Lorman batting. And waiting as the first base bag slightly came askew, so they put that back in place. Foul tip. Avery Lorman, they call him Rooster. And the reason why is he just wakes up too early every morning.
that's not a good thing to have out here, right? These teams bunk together. They're housed by Little League. They're all here at the complex, and if you have one guy that gets up early before everybody else, it's miserable.
Popped up behind first. They come together, and the catch is made. Tagging from third. A throw goes down to second. Out there. Apparently the ball did drop. They do get an out, but the run scored first. So Van Kampen did score from third. They do get the out at second base to win the inning, but the second run of the frame comes through, and that makes the chore that much more difficult for Idaho. It'll be their last at-bats coming up.
Well, miscommunication right here. Nice job to throw to second base to get the out, get Idaho back in the dugout where they need to be to score some runs.
They're down 5, but let's clean up some of what happened here, Bill, at the end of the inning. There's one out, runners at the corners. The catch is made behind first base. So there was a collision, but the first baseman, Ostrowski, does have the ball. That's the first out of the play, second out of the inning. The runner tagged up, so this is now a tag play at second base, and they're appealing the play at second. Did the foot get in first before the tag? It was called out, which made it a double play to win the inning.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, sorry to interrupt right there, but I just saw something that I hadn't seen before. I don't think the base runner ever makes it to the bag. It looks right here with the dust that he's at the bag, but the foot is a good foot and a half off the base.
So they do call him out. You also saw from the camera angle from behind home plate that the second run of the inning did touch the plate before the out was made at second to end the inning. So it is an 8-3 game. So Idaho down to their final 3 outs, down 5. Their season would not end with a loss. The winner of this game plays the Northwest Region Final on Saturday for the right to go to Williamsport. The loser plays Bothell, Washington tomorrow in an elimination game. First pitch swinging, and that's driven to the gap in right center field, and will flood the alley and go to the fence. It's a good start for Idaho as Owen Mangini, who's hit a couple of balls hard today, gets some results that time with a leadoff double.
Well, that ball was crushed. Here in the dugout in between innings. Idaho team was talking about fighting to the last out. This is a great way to start the inning. Hammered. Pitch up in the strike zone right here, rolls all the way to the fence. Idaho did not go quiet.
8th inning of the game for Idaho, but their first extra base hit of the day. Tanner Franklin going to bat in this spot. Second time for him to bat. Idaho has completed mandatory play, as has Oregon. Tanner Franklin grounded out to the left side his first time up. If you're Idaho, David, you just need base runners because you're down 5.
Yep, down 5. Don't try to get them all in one swing.
There's another base runner, base hit, center field. We'll stop Mangini at third. We're beginning for Idaho, bottom of the 6th. First and third, nobody out.
Fantastic job of hitting. Not trying to do too much. Getting a rally. Keep that rally going. You have base runners on. It puts pressure not only on the defense, but the pitcher. Sometimes the pitcher leaves the ball over the heart of the plate. Right there, belt high. Awesome job. If you watch the eyes and the head, staying still, and it was at contact where you saw the eyeballs directly looking at the barrel. That caused a rocket for a base hit.
Well, Cameron Van Kimpen was at 80 pitches, so he was close to reaching the pitch limit anyway, but Oregon will make a pitching change here. Idaho threatening last of the 6th and back after this short timeout. Region, winner of this game, plays Saturday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific for the right to go to Williamsport. The loser plays Bothell, Washington tomorrow at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific in an elimination game. 8-3, Oregon leading. Idaho down to their final 3 outs, but put the first 2 runners on here, the last of the 6th. We're at the corners, nobody out, new pitcher. And Campen goes to center. Gavin Price from center to the mound. And a first pitch strike on a check swing by Owen Field.
You see a good mix of fastballs, curveballs, and changeups. Price will throw that fastball. He'll get it up to 63, 64 miles an hour.
Ground ball. Oregon goes to get the runner at second for the out. The runner at third holds. And Oregon does get the first out.
Stop. Time. Stay there.
Genie remained at third. I know Idaho doesn't want to make it out at the plate. I thought initially McNally may take the easy out at first, but he decided to go to second.
Yeah, nice play. To have the confidence to make that throw. That was a long throw for McNally from first base. Good job of fielding the ball right here. But he realizes the runner did not get a good jump. Of course, they got to wait till the ball crosses the plate. He had enough confidence in his arm to throw the strike and get that lead runner right there. You're right, Niels. I think that was a base running boo-boo right there at third base.
Now the play at second base has now been challenged by Idaho. And it is a force play. It was not a tag play. Watching it live, I didn't have any indication that there was a foot off the base or anything along those lines that would...
No, and remember, the coaches have unlimited challenges unless they get 2 challenges wrong. And here you are in the last inning. I think the coaches just feel like, hey, we might as well try it just to check to make sure. But just looking from that replay, it seems to me the foot was on the bag by Moon. Fielded the ball cleanly. That should be an easy out for the umpire's call.
This call should be confirmed as out. That is indeed the case. That is the first out of the inning. So as you mentioned, though, they had 2 unsuccessful ones here. We're in the 6th. So if for some strange reason another call came up in this inning, they would need to challenge. They can. Top of the order, though, for Idaho, and Jason Ross, who's had a terrific day, 3 for 3. He has scored 2 of their 3 runs. Ball 1, runner from first goes down to second. They connect the throws from Wilson to Price out to Andrew Moon, but it's a steal. Let's field down at second base. And Genie at third. Up the middle. Base hit. Mangini scores. Heading for the plate. Throw cut off. Down to second. No throw. And it's a 5. 4th hit for Jason Ross. How about that? Each team has a player with 4 hits in the game. Sullivan Puckett with 4 for Oregon, and now 4 hits for Ross, who drives in 2 here.
Yeah, they call him Flash for a reason, because he can fly. Great piece of hitting, but nice job of reading the throw. It went all the way to the catcher. Now, the catcher fielded it in front of home plate, but great read allowed him to make it all the way to second base and stay with a runner in scoring position for Idaho.
Comebacker on the check by Dazzler. Ross advances over to third base, but Oregon gets the second out of the inning, and now Idaho down to their final out, down by 3. We need at least one more base runner to have a chance. And the batter for Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, the guy who was their starting pitcher today, Travis Ostrowski. Ostrowski had base hits his first 2 times up, 2 for 3. And Price pours in a strike. on Saturday in the Northwest Championship game. The loser plays Washington tomorrow. Just off the plate outside. Oregon a strike away from making it to the Northwest Region Final on Saturday. On the ground out to short. Andrew Moon to first, and Oregon wins it 8-5. Fell down 3-0 at the end of 3, but Oregon with a 4 on 4th, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. A little rally late by Idaho, they get 2 in the bottom of the 6th, but Oregon takes it 8-5, and they're in the Northwest Region Final on Saturday.
Well deserved, a great played game. Can't say enough about Van Kippen on the mound, did an outstanding job, got some good defensive plays behind him. Gavin Price, 2 huge doubles, but Sullivan Puckett, 4 hits today to lead that Oregon offense to victory.
Sprague Little League, Salem, Oregon. They're in the Northwest Championship game. They'll play the winner of the elimination game tomorrow between this Coeur d'Alene, Idaho team and Bothell, Washington. How about that? Each team had a 4-hit game from a player. Jason Ross had 4 hits for Idaho and a 4-hit game for Sullivan Puckett of Oregon. Quite an offensive play.
Love it. Oregon did a great job of staying back on the off-speed pitch. They were driving balls the other way. We see them continue to stay in the winner's bracket.
So the final score from here in San Bernardino, Oregon 8 and Idaho 5. Oregon now in the Northwest Championship game on Saturday. Around the Horn is coming up next. For David DeLucci and our entire crew, I'm Mark Either. Thanks for sharing this one with us so long from Southern California.
Games tonight, there was discussion whether it's worth the NFL film music.